Are you going to break down every Family Guy character, or can I make this video?
No,
please? Hey folks, today is Friday, August 3rd, 2018. As usual, it's me, Jake Baldino, here to talk about video game news that has been going on this week. And it's been quite a week, but first, just a little housekeeping. If you have been asking, we have seen you looking for the Twitch live show. We haven't been uploading the episodes to YouTube lately. We're working out some things on the back end, but if you do want to see the episodes, we're still doing them weekly, and they're archived on our Twitch channel. Just go to the video tab. But kicking things right off news-wise, we do have new small bits of information about Cyberpunk 2077. Thanks to some interviews some developers have done. I've linked multiple sources down in the description. Just little bits here and there pulled from the interviews do make for some new, interesting information. Most notably, they have once again doubled down on their decision to make this a first-person game, saying specifically it's an RPG first, shooter second. Which I know some people are still just not into the first-person perspective. I get it, but that should assure you, at least from what I've seen of the game at E3, I can confirm that, yeah, this game definitely seems like an RPG first and foremost. Thanks to Cyberpunk 2077's Twitter, we do have little bits of info on stats and attributes. Apparently those can be raised by leveling up and installing body cyberware, and then skills are raised by performing certain actions like hacking or crafting or using short or long guns. And then there's also perks that are unlocked both with the street cred stat and XP. Along with that, we also have confirmation of all the different languages in the game, of both the actual languages supported and the subtitles. And not only that, we do have new perspectives from some of the writers with some interesting stuff in terms of how they're approaching the enemies, most notably the gangs in the game, and how they don't want them to come off like comic book villains. They're going to have real motivations in this society. And they used, for an example, the cyber gang, taking on a massive amount of cybernetics, not just because they're like crazy, insane villains, but because they have actual motivations in the game world. They also did acknowledge that the game is going to be and acknowledge political subjects because the cyberpunk world is inherently political, so buckle up for that. If you want to read all they have to say, I think it's better from the horse's mouth. They're all linked in the description below. But moving on, Capcom has went on record stating that they are eyeing more remakes and reboots. Now, to some people, you want more new original games. Capcom did express this in an earnings call, stating that it might be a good idea for them to leverage their long-standing library of properties that already exist and boost earnings, of course, by making these reboots and remakes. What seemingly might be the deciding factor, especially in terms of actual remaking of classic games, is Resident Evil 2 that's dropping in the fall. Now, I think this is both good news and bad news for a lot of folks out there. They want new original IP. They're sick of HD remasters and stuff like that. But on the flip side, me personally, I like full remakes. Like this Resident Evil 2 remake has me excited beyond belief because I love the old game and I want to both experience it again, but maybe see a little bit of a fresh perspective on it. So I love stuff like that, and I know this is Capcom in general, but after this news, everyone's mind jumps to Resident Evil 3. Who knows? We already have a remake complete of Resident Evil 1. We're getting one for Resident Evil 2. 3 makes sense, baby. That's it. That's really for me. I just want to see the Nemesis himself in 4K in my face. But this is a conversation, so I want to know what you guys think, especially from a company like Capcom. What do you want to see from them? New IP that could possibly be shitty, or really great, who knows, or just remakes and remasters of their old, really good games from their heyday. Let's talk. But this next news story is one I've been wanting to talk about all week because I'm fascinated by it. That is the Wall Street Journal reporting that some parents out there are actually hiring Fortnite coaches to teach their children to get better at Fortnite. Now, it doesn't seem to be like a big, huge thing. The Wall Street Journal only got their hands on like a couple of parents as an example, but apparently they're paying upwards of like $10 to $20 per hour for multiple hours, like 4 or 5 hours, for their kids to get better at Fortnite, with one parent going on the record saying that now their 12-year-old child is racking up 10 to 20 wins. We see stories like this all the time with the rise of like a new sport or a new board game or a new anything. So Fortnite is really no surprise in that regard, but it just goes to show how crazy things have gotten with this damn game. Whether you love it or you hate it, you think it's a scourge in the game industry, I'm still just fascinated by the circus that goes on with it. I also definitely think this is I got a new idea, Tom.
What?
Gonna be Fortnite coaches?
Yeah.
Our resume is pretty good. I mean, I'm horrible at Fortnite.
You see me play Fortnite?
No. really bad. But I guess since we're on the topic of outrageous news, we might as well keep going with that. With this game that was on Steam Marketplace that cost money. It's called Abstractivism, and if you bought it and played this little abstract platformer style game, the game itself would actually install cryptocurrency mining software on your computer without you knowing. Which is just insane and shitty and really ballsy, especially considering they are charging for the game. But I think it's really unbelievable that this is where the world is at. And it's definitely a shame because it's preying on people who, essentially don't know too much about computers. Maybe they're into PC gaming, but they don't know how to actually properly monitor their hardware. I would like to think people will be playing a really simple game and notice their computer's fans are going crazy and go, what's going on here? But it is a thing. It has been proven. It's really crappy and very predatory. And I think at the end of the day, what we really need to do is say, Valve, do better. Come on. Or just pay attention at all. That's it. You're looking at porn? But in other news, in case you did miss it out in the world, this week a lot of the big websites and YouTube channels and stuff got their hands on a Spider-Man preview, so there's more information and details out there about the game. So far, it does still sound pretty good. It does confirm some of my suspicions that I had when I played the E3 demo. But one of the best breakdowns, I think, we've linked it in the description below, is Easy Allies. If you have 45 minutes, they break down everything, even detailing the controls, if that's the type of information you want to know. Consider checking it out, or just wait until September, because the game's release is like right around the corner. Things are going to get busy this season very soon, and I'm looking forward to it. Also, on the topic of linking videos, we also linked a new trailer if you are curious for Call of Duty Black Ops multiplayer, which at the end does show a tease for their Battle Royale mode, if that's up your alley. Oh, and also there is a teaser trailer out for Life is Strange 2 with more info coming soon, and it's surprisingly awesome. The NPDs are out, meaning all of the sales information about video games that people like to, glean over. And one interesting takeaway that I thought was pretty cool is that according to the data, God of War is actually the fastest selling PlayStation exclusive since 1995 when they started tracking these numbers. I knew God of War was big, but I didn't expect it to be that big, so that is interesting. Not only that, we do have some info about sales data behind Nintendo Switch. Apparently they have 19 million out in the wild. Sales are slightly slowing, but they're still selling really consistently, and the thing is becoming a monster. But something else we want to talk about is news that kind of went under the radar, but I think is pretty crazy, and some people are kind of freaking out about it, but it's 2018, man. The Spyro Reignited trilogy, which is dropping soon, has been confirmed to only have the first game on the disc, and then the next two games are going to be downloaded. Activision has defended this as just like, every game has like a big ass update these days, day one. But considering it's the actual games themselves, some people are a little disappointed, especially people that like to own physical copies of games. Not to mention people that just have crappy internet. If it bothers you or if you think it's just kind of lame, I completely get it. I also think you should stay aware of what is becoming an all-streaming, all-digital future, whether we like it or not, or whether or not our infrastructure likes it or not. It just seems to be where things are headed, but I know, me personally, I'm going to hold on to buying physical games for as long as I can. But that's what we got for you this week. Of course, first we have to do that console giveaway we do, where there's a link in the description below. You click it to sign up, you enter once, and then you're entered for good. And then every single week we go in and randomly choose one person to win a free console of their choice. So this week's winner is gonna be this person right here. Congratulations. Be sure to keep an eye on your inbox, your spam box, stuff like that, because Tom's gonna be reaching out to you to figure out how we can send you your free stuff. Like I said earlier, we are on twitch.tv/gameranx live. We're also on discord.gg/gameranx. Bunch of good folks hanging out over there. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Jake Baldino. But now we got to talk about all the stuff going down this week. First things first, the Spyro thing. You think it's bullshit or what? Also, Fortnite coaching. How crazy is that? Would you pay money for your sibling or child or whatever to get good? And if you are a number cruncher, what was your main takeaway from the NPDs? I would definitely like to hear your perspective if you care about that type of thing. And like I said, the Cyberpunk news isn't huge, but for folks out there who hang on to every bit of information that we can get about this game, what do you think? And really, thank you for coming around and watching us every Friday talk about video game news stuff. If you did enjoy, click the like button because it does really help us out. And if you are new, you should consider subscribing because we put out stuff. What was that?
My headphones desynced again.
Consider subscribing because we put out new videos every day. We just put out a Need for Speed Underground video we're really proud of if you want to check that out. But as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Pizza's on me.